Hey everybody, it's Brooke here from the Vintage Gardener. Welcome back to my channel. So today is going to be a little bit of a different video, and as a matter of fact, I think the next couple of videos are going to be slightly different. For those of you guys who have been following my channel for a while, you guys know that I go on garden tours, not just of big gardens, like for example Longwood, but also smaller gardens. There are a lot of local gardening clubs and communities that put on tours for people. And so I enjoy going. I mean, listen, you're never going to be like a botanical style garden. It is great to get some ideas and that sort of thing. But in terms of scale, it doesn't really work in the average yard. And so that's what's nice about going to local garden tours is that the yards are a little bit more I'm sorry, I'm messing with that. The yards are more, I guess you would say, normal size, what you would typically find when you would, if you go to somebody's house. Another thing is that, you know, people have different situations in their property. It may be something like, for example, having a stream cut through your backyard, or an old pool that would be expensive to remove. And so it's always really nice to see the creative ways people have addressed the problem. For those of you guys who are following me back in 2023, you guys will know that I did a series of garden tours, and one person had like a stream bisecting their property, and they had bridges built. They also had an old pool, and they actually drained the pool and turned that entire area into a seating area. It was really, really nice. And I would have never thought of something like that. I would just have been like, oh my goodness, here's a defunct pool that's going to be, what am I supposed to do with that? And so if I ever end up in a situation where, for example, when I get my farm, if there's a defunct pool, I know something creative that can be done to deal with that. So um, back in June, it was the first week in June, I went to the Bucks County Beautiful tour. Now, I saw that tour on Instagram and I signed up for it. Bucks County Beautiful. I mean, it's kind of in the name. They're all about, beautifying Bucks County, with homes and gardens. And so there was a booklet like this. They had so many sponsors for anything you kind of wanted. It's just like they even had, I didn't go to this one, but they had the Bucks County branch Women's National Farm and Garden Association. And so it was, I mean, there's so many resources out here. So if you're ever struggling for ideas, I would recommend that you find the local garden tour group, and just a lot of your local garden centers will have sign up sheets for that sort of thing. But this was a really, really, really great tour, and it was nice to see all the vendors and stuff, like landscapers and that sort of thing. And you know, I know that if I am able to find a farm in Bucks County, I will definitely be using these resources. The other thing is that certain towns that they were touring, I had never been to those towns. And, as I said, eventually I would like to buy a farm in that area. And so I just wanted to see what all of these, what all of these towns were like. And so it was really fun from that standpoint to go. So the tours were in Doylestown, in the Percassie area. And then one of them was in Wycombe, which is kind of like near New Hope. So it's some real farm country out there. So anyway, I'm going to, because I took pictures and I did not much video, but I just did clips, because it's just one of those things. I like having those things so that I can always refer back to it. And so let me go ahead and do the present. Okay, so let me do that. Okay, it's got a split screen up, so hopefully this is going to look good. Actually, you know what? Let me change the view on here and see if I can. Oh, there we go. Okay, so there were 6 houses. The first one was in, this is called Percassi. And so the first one was this cute little, oh my goodness, I'm drawing a blank. It was a cute little, okay. So the first house was a cute little Cape Cod. I'm sure you guys can see that picture. Um, they had a write-up about each residence. So this residence was actually built from 1976 to 1977. The owners had purchased 11 acres. And so they've been working inside and out. In addition to a house, they eventually put like a standalone garage with like an in-law suite. Then they had this one barn built. And they also had a Hartley Botanic greenhouse put in 2012. So this was I was really excited because that was the first time I'd ever gotten to see Hartley Botanic greenhouse like in somebody's actual property. Because aside from the Philadelphia Flower Show, which they have them as a display. I see the pictures of them, but I've never actually seen one in person. And the thing I liked is that this was an actual functional Hartley Botanic greenhouse. This wasn't just essentially like a glorified gazebo. So this is the walkway. I liked the brick. I like the fact that they had the bricks laid on an angle. I think this is definitely like some sort of daylily. And you could go in their house. Their house was a little bit, I think it was a little bit, from what I remember, it was a little bit dated, but I'll be quite honest, like all I cared about was the outdoors because it was just so beautiful. So she really, really, really likes poppies, and who doesn't? And so, I think she does seed some, but a lot of these are just returned from year after year. And so, everybody, if you can see these people right here, we came through this walkway. This is the standalone garage with the in-law suite above it. This store right here, they actually had a bathroom for people to use, which was really nice because a lot of times with garden tours, they won't let you do it. And as you can see, all the daylilies are about to bloom. They had this gorgeous fountain. I forgot where they got it. I want to say they got it from like England or something like that. And this back here, the stone over here, that is an extension they had put on. So this is a property that they've been in for years and years and just improving, you know, 1976 to 1977, like I was born in 1979. And I'm 45 now. So this is how long these people have been here. So, or 45 years, you can do a lot. This is I like that pink peony. I love the Flanders style peonies. They're just really pretty. And here is a little video. Hopefully you guys can hear the audio.
Okay guys, look at this. The clematis, the roses. This is beautiful. And they have a greenhouse.
And one thing that you can't, I guess I didn't get a video or photograph of it. They actually had a swing set. And there was these two older ladies on it, and they looked at me and like, come on, join us on the swing. So yes, I was swinging on the swing, and then the ladies were like, are you going to jump off? And I was like, no, because I'm 44 and I don't want to break anything. So they had a fireplace area outside of the Hartley Botanic. So I liked how they had the fireplace. This Hartley had like cold frames on the front, and it was just so beautiful. I took some still pictures of everything. This is the barn back here that I will take you guys in, and this is a picture of the Hartley. This is their vegetable garden.
Like this garden, veggies.
And he had to remove a lot of trees to do that. Let me see if there's a picture because I'm going towards the barn at this point, and there's this walkway, and I loved the approach. Okay. I guess I didn't take any pictures going in, but I loved how they had the wall, and it was just a really interesting. And there obviously there's a slope issue here, and so I just thought it was so neat how you could enter on a second level, and they just kind of had this, you know, the slope going straight into the second floor of the barn. And the barn had a spectacular view. So this is me standing, because on the second floor of the barn, they had a wraparound porch.
It really looks great. Oh my goodness.
And this is a pond.
Yeah, Ruthie has, and a lot of the things she has in her home came from Maddie Mae Silverman.
And so, they had chairs and tables and that sort of thing out there. And just this was the view. So here's a picture of it. I tried to get as much view as I could. This is the view when you're walking around the porch. So now you can see the heartbeat.
Okay, guys, I gotta go down there now.
And so now this is me down on the ground level. So this pond went. It was a huge pond, and it just like
This little spring house.
It just wrapped around, went through the entire property. Let's see. I think this is video right here. Okay. As you can see, they had a stone, like there's a stone wall here that you can see back here. And it just goes, like I said, it was absolutely huge. And I'm trying to think if I got a closer up of what's going on up here, because they had a sort of like a Japanese style garden. They had like a sluice, like
Yes, it really.
I don't see how the next ones can outdo this.
So let me back up the video right here. I'm trying to think if you can. Okay, so
but I
this particular sluice comes from right here. So the water drains through here and then follows this path and kind of goes and makes a little bit of a creek. And so what the lady was saying was that she couldn't see how anybody else was going to be able to top this. So let's go and look at this part.
Oh, wow.
This is the Japanese garden.
I know.
I mean, what else can you say to that? That was just, it was absolutely gorgeous. That's a nice way to keep the water moving so you don't have a mosquito issue. They did have a little bridge, but it wasn't like open. Okay, anyway, I just realized I showed a picture of all the addresses I went to. I'm gonna cut that out. I cut that out so you guys couldn't see that. But when I was leaving, there was this whole thing of, I thought they were Baptisia, but I don't think it was. I don't remember.
I don't know what this is.
It may have been some sort of wild lupine.
It's beautiful.
Okay. And so they planted a whole line of pin oaks lining their driveway, which was absolutely amazing. And so they actually allowed people to park on their grass. And I was just kind of going, that grass is kind of nice. I wouldn't have done that, but they were okay with that. But yeah, it was really nice to see how those big trees kind of lining the driveway. And so this is the second house. Now, the second house, let's see, was also in Perkasie, I think that's how you pronounce it. So before it became a house, it was built in 1887, and it was the Kilmer Creamery. And that's where people would bring their milk to be turned into butter. So it was a young couple that had purchased it. The husband is like a contractor, so they redid everything inside. They tried to maintain as much of the character of the home as they could. So there was like stone walls and that sort of thing in there. And so they definitely have a sloping backyard, which you're going to see. And so they really had just finished the renovation. So they really haven't, in terms of the gardening, They have some of the landscaping and hardscaping done, but they didn't have a lot of planting and that sort of thing. So this is what it looks like in the backyard. I mean, it's a great start. I mean, you know, like I said, they haven't been there that long. It's a great start. I mean, that part was planted up, but there was a lot of lawn.
Yeah, have you seen it? That's the new thing. Like, yeah, so it's like, you know, like the Roomba, but for,
So anyway, I thought I hit the stop button. That's going to happen frequently throughout this video, but I thought I hit the stop button. What happened is they had one of those like mower Roomba things, for lack of a better word. And so apparently people had never seen one before. So everyone was just really like, oh, wait, look, it's mowing the lawn all by itself. So they had a really nice, spacious backyard.
This house was renovated. They have a pond and that sort of thing. Oh, and they've got one of those little mowing machines. That is so cute.
This is, you know, the back part of the house. I really did like the back part of the house. Quite frankly, I think I like the back part of the house. I think this would have made it actually a great front part of the house. But as you can see, there's a steep slope. Right here where this wall is, it's actually a complete drop off right there. They actually gave out water and honey. As a matter of fact, I got some of the honey. I just used it recently. It was pretty tasty, actually. That's the wall drop off I was talking about. Once again, I dropped the camera. I don't know. Mike's camera skills that day were completely off. So it had a lot of green, not a lot of flowers. It was to me, I would consider this to be more like landscaping as opposed to gardening. Because gardening, as gardeners, you tend to add plants that you like. So there's a little bit more color. This is the creek next to their house. I mean, it was an absolutely beautiful view. And the great thing is that, like, you were welcome to just like chill and sit in people's yards for a little bit. It was just, which I thought was pretty fun. Okay, so this right here is the third residence. This was also in like the downtown historic area of Percy. And so it was a Victorian house. And let's see. They did a lot of stuff on the inside. Like I said, I didn't care about the inside. But they had a smaller backyard. And let's see. I think the tree you're going to see in the back is a sugar maple. And then they did add some other things. I know they had trouble because the trees that were here were big, and so it caused a real root issue. But they use a lot of planters and that sort of thing. So they had a nice seating area and that sort of thing. They had they had a thick border, you know. And like they had, for example, a slide for the kids in the flower bed, which I thought was a really interesting choice. But yeah, it wasn't, in terms of garden, it wasn't a whole lot of garden, but it was nice nonetheless. They had this really beautiful pink rose, and you know, I found out the name of it and I can't remember it now.
This is beautiful rose. Nice, lovely fragrance, but I have to ask what it is.
This is the side of the house.
I just blasted right through.
They just added this little water feature, and I thought it was really cute how they did like a little bit of a stream around the patio. And I'm pointing at something right here. Let's see.
Okay, that's the first one. Wonder which one it is. That's St. John's Wort.
Oh, you know, with the whole St. John's Wort thing, that was something I noticed a lot on this tour, was so many houses. I mean, St. John's Wort, if I remember correctly, is native in this area, but there was a lot of different varieties I saw.
Sea holly, geranium. I think Cecil will still be over there. time to go into the next one.
Okay, so this is this place number 4? I think this is place number 4. No, actually, I guess it must not be because it's still saying Percy.
That is cool.
Fenced him in. Looks like a midnight masquerade, maybe.
Oh yes, I was walking back to my car.
Definitely seen a lot of it's very beautiful, this section. Love the architecture.
Okay, so I apparently recorded something. I don't even remember what I was saying. Hang on.
Okay, so I'm in Doylestown. I'm kind of excited to see Doylestown because I like that show, Gilded Age. And so the main character, Lord have mercy, I'm forgetting what her name is. Marion. Marion is actually from Doylestown originally. So I see a nice old cemetery. But yeah, no, this has been I am enjoying getting to see all these different places in Pennsylvania. So anyway, let me go in.
Okay, so this is the 4th house. This is on the main drag in Doylestown.
Oh, this is beautiful.
This is the side yard. It had like a side porch, which I thought was really cool, going into the back. And they had a pergola, and it was, it was nice. They had this is the rose I took a picture of because it was really, really fragrant, and I really, really liked it. And they had a number of planters done. They were just kind of same old, same old. The backyard wasn't that big. Oh yeah, so this one. Okay, so actually they had some planters when you walked out the back, out of that back gate, and so this is what these look like. I love plumeria, not plumeria, pulmonaria. Oh my goodness, this is the tropical variety, and that's one of I really do like that one. But anyways, this is still Doylestown. I think this was after I got out of there. It's on the side of the house. They had a lot of landscaping. Wait a minute. Okay, this is the next house. Hang on. So while we're at this house. So this particular house, okay, you go back here so I can show you guys a picture. Okay, so right here, that's the owner of the house. Okay, so they had this cute little, it looked like a miniature playhouse in the backyard. And so, one thing about this tour was that everybody, you were allowed to walk on the grass, like you were allowed to go and see all the features. So that's what everybody did. So when I was taking a picture of the rose, all of a sudden I feel like somebody grabbed me from behind, which I was just like, oh my gosh, what's happening? So apparently they had all this landscaping done for this tour, and they just had grass put in. And so they finished it the day before. And for whatever reason, instead of just putting a sign out that says keep off the grass or new sod, he was just like grabbing people left, right, and center because they were going to step on the grass. So kind of was not happy about that. And he was just like, well, I don't want anybody to destroy the grass. I'm like, dude, this is a garden tour. Like, when you have a garden tour and you have plants, that's what people do. They walk through your yard to see the plants. They're going to walk on the grass. Like, if you didn't want people walking on your grass, then maybe you should have either, plan better would have been a better idea. But, that's what a garden tour is. People look at your plant. So if they can't, really see, the plantings you have, then I don't know. I'm not really sure. I don't know. I guess I don't know. It's just, but yes, he was grabbing. I wasn't the only person he was just grabbing people left, right, and center. And I was like, huh, you know what? Um, I'm surprised he didn't get smacked by some of the women because that, you don't be touching people. And that's all I'm gonna say. Like, just no. So anywho, so let's go back to where we were in the tour. Okay, so this is the 5th residence, and this one was also in Doylestown. And this particular backyard, which I'm going to go into, they did some terracing. And so it was the terracing they did was absolutely beautiful. I would say this is one of my favorite backyards. And it had kind of different sections back here. And so the yard ended up feeling, to me, just felt a lot bigger than what it was. But I'm trying to think they had a lot of stuff done. I know they had an addition, they added a back porch, and they also have a vegetable garden that they share with the neighbors. Let's see. Oh yeah, this is a before picture. So they actually had a nice before picture. So that's what the backyard used to look like before they did stuff to it. And I love seeing pictures like that. It was absolutely great. So this is the vegetable garden that everybody is all up in.
I love this vegetable garden. It's amazing.
I think this was a honeysuckle, I think that was growing over that. And it was just a lot of shade in the back. Oh, hang on a second. Did I take video before we got there? I think I did.
This is amazing view from back here. This is the lowest part of the property.
It was just I liked how they did the rooms. It was just very well done. And then they had this path to kind of take you back up to the back of the house. And I thought that was really nice. It was definitely a lot of shade. They had a lot of hostas. Once again, here we go with another St. John's wort. Okay, so this is the last house. The last house was, you know what? I would say that they started and ended well. So for this particular one, you had to park at this restaurant that had closed down, but they were allowed to use the parking lot. And then basically they had a bus running to the house. So this right here isn't the actual driveway, but of course they didn't let anybody park up here, but the person had a creek bisecting their property. And so you had to walk, you had to walk to get across it. Hang on a second. Was this video or no? It wasn't video. Okay.
With the wings on it, that's how you can certainly recognize it.
Okay, I wasn't supposed to be filming. Okay. So this is the driveway. There were a lot of smaller plantings. There were some things that were mature. The landscaper who did all of this was actually present. Let's see. They had a lot of astilbe. It's definitely a lot of native planting here. I see some veronica, that sort of thing. And everybody was going up the stairs. So this yard had so much terracing. I mean, it was just, I know I got a lot of pictures because it was just terraced to the nth degree. As you can see from the house, it has an unusual, like, I don't know if it was octagon or hexagon shape. It was very modern in the inside. This is like the side of the driveway. And so as you can see, the property slopes down to the river. It was a very beautiful view. He had a lot of nice planters around, very kind of like tropical hot colors. Okay, so this is one of the planters they have. I just realized that there was music, and so I'm talking over it because I don't want to get a copyright violation. And so this is what you saw when you were walking in. They had a lot of yarrow and that sort of thing. And so it was, like I said, the plantings were beautiful. They had recently done a lot of work here. I don't think there's anything. Okay, guys. So let me just backtrack this a little bit right here. This is what I meant by all of the terracing. So this was a set of stairs going up here. There were stairs going here. And then let me stop it again. Like there's that's a stair right there that goes up into the house. There was a set of stairs that went up in here. There was a walking path that went along here, and there were stairs that went up there. So, camera turns. So I went in. For the inside tour. When you came out the opposite door, this is what you were looking at. So once again, people are up here walking. There was a path down here, and you can see there's just people at various levels in this backyard. And here is a picture from the other side, so you can see, you walk up this path right here and kind of go around. That's how you end up there. And so, yeah, like I said, I love the terracing. I would have gone with more color in the backyard, but that's just me because I like I like color. So to me, I'm just like, dude, I want to see more. And so there's like a magnolia with a planter beneath it. Let's see. This is a video because there was an area.
Look at all the terracing on this, guys.
There was an area that went down by the creek. So here's me walking down to the creek area that the guy had. And so he had stuff where you could sit down and that sort of thing. And this is the path and that sort of thing. So like I said, once again, really nice. This is the seating area that was built in the woods. So that was nice. There's yours truly. And so I was coming back, and so I got to this one level and took a picture just so you can see everything. And now I'm in the picture. And this was the one path that kind of walked up to the area where there was the outdoor fireplace. It had some nice spotlight trees in a cordon fashion. And they also had a small fountain like right there, which I think I took video of. There we go. Okay, guys, so this is the water. I think there's music playing in the background, so that's why I've muted it, but the water sounded beautiful. And so those hostas were actually quite massive. And so now I'm like walking down because I'm leaving. So I like the way they did that fountain. I just think, there was a lot of water at this place. So, and the sounds of water are very tranquil. So I took a picture on the other side after I walked out. That's an oak leaf hydrangea, as you can see. And then, like I said, this was near New Hope. So I came through, went to Lambertville and got myself some sort of frappuccino, or maybe, what, I think it was an affogato. So that's espresso with ice cream. So anyway, that was that. So yeah, so anyway, okay. So anyway, that was the end of that tour. Like I said, it was a lot of fun. The first house in the last house were definitely my favorite, or my two favorite houses. Obviously the first one, they had been there for 40 some years, and it showed they had been there for 40 some years. I did talk to the owner because I asked him how big that pond was, and he told me that it was originally smaller, but he expanded it like 3 times. So that's why it's the size that it is. The last property, I liked the way they had done the terracing in the backyard. a lot of planting area. Like I said, the landscaper was there. You know, they used a lot of native plants, but I'll be quite honest. Like I said, I would have loved to have seen a lot more color there. But anyway, a lot of fun. So there's another one, and let me cue that one up and we'll go to this next. But I'm going to end the video here, and then I'll come back and show you guys the next 2 garden tours that I did.